Geniuses out there. Welcome to another video lecture from Super Genius 99. Today we're going to be talking about reflection. Okay, reflection in the Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so how to reflect a point. So we have it up here on the board. So if you want to reflect something through the y-axis, you will switch your a comma b will equal negative a comma b. If you want to reflect something in the x-axis, a comma b equals a comma negative b, and then the origin a comma b will equal negative a comma negative b. So what's going on up here is basically just saying if you want to reflect something through the y-axis, just change the sign of the x value. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to end up that the x value will be negative in the end. It's just saying change the sign of the x value. If you want to reflect something through the x-axis, change the sign of the y value. That's what the b is there. And then if you reflect something with respect to the origin, change both the x and the y values. And so we're going to do all three of those on these next few problems. So let's start off with 2, 3. First, let's reflect it about the y-axis. Let's just go in the order there. So we're just going to do this arithmetically, using arithmetic, analytically, and then we're going to do it graphically. We'll do the last one graphically, but you'll get. We'll do this one. We'll do this one. So let's just do it on paper. Let's reflect it about the y-axis. So reflecting about the y-axis, what do we do up here? Change the value of the x. Okay, so let's do that. So, sorry, change the sign of the x. So the x was a positive, it'll now be negative. And the y value stays the same. Okay, pretty simple. If we reflect this across the x-axis, what's going to happen? The x value will stay the same. We will change the sign. Oops, sorry. Looking at this one, look at the wrong one. So it's be positive. We'll change the sign of the y value. And if we reflect it across, and if we reflect it with respect to the origin, what will happen? Both the x value and the y value will change. So the x value was 2, now it's negative 2. The x value was negative 3, now it's 3. Okay, and let's graph that bad boy. Okay, so we're drawing ourselves a little graph right here. Like my graph? It's beautiful, huh? Okay, so where's the first point? 2, negative 3. So 2, negative 3. Right there, that's the original point. Let's reflect it. Let's use different colors. So for the reflection across the y-axis, let's use red. So, and the original was blue. Okay, let's mark that. Okay, so reflect across the y-axis, negative 2, negative 3, so negative 2, negative 3. Right there. A reflection across the x-axis, let's use green since I got it, is positive 2, positive 3. Positive 2, positive 3, right there. And a reflection across the origin, negative 2, positive 3. That one in purple, negative 2, positive 3, right there. Looks good. Okay. Let's try another one. Okay, here we got the point D equals negative 1, 4. So we're going to do those same reflections. So we're going to reflect across the y-axis. Okay. We'll reflect across the y-axis. It states to change the x value. So the x value was negative, it'll now be a positive 1, 4. Okay. And then we're going to reflect across the x-axis, and according to our little handy-dandy rules over here, we change the y value, the sign of the y value, so it'll be negative 1, comma, negative 4. And we reflect across the origin, we change the sign of both values, so negative 1 becomes positive 1, 4 becomes negative 4. And let's go ahead and graph those. So D, negative 1, 4, the original one, and this time I'll mark it negative 1, 1, 2, negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Let's put a D. Reflection across the y-axis was a positive 1, 4, right about there. The reflection across the x-axis was a negative 1, negative 4, so negative 1, negative 4. And the reflection across the origin was a positive 1, negative 4, positive 1, negative 4, right there. All right, let's try another one. Okay, here we got the point E, 5, 2. Let's try a reflection. So first of all, reflect across the y-axis. Reflect across the y-axis, we change the sign of the x value. So x value was positive, now it's negative. We'll reflect across, let's reflect across the x-axis, okay? We'll reflect across the x-axis. We change the sign of the y value. So x value stays the same, y value changes. 5, negative 2. And when we reflect across the origin, we change both values. So 5 was positive, it's now negative. 2 was positive, it's now negative. And let's go ahead and graph those. So the original point, 5, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, somewhere in there. Let's label it with an E. The reflection across the x-axis was negative 5, 2. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, right there. The reflection across the x-axis was 5, negative 2, so 5, negative 2, about right there. And the reflection about the origin was a negative 5, negative 2, about right there. Look good? Okay. Let's try another one. Okay, here we have the point F. It's negative 3, negative 4. So we're going to do our reflection across the x-axis. And we reflect across the x-axis, we change the x value. Sorry, we change the sign of the x value. So it was negative, now it's positive. Y value stays the same. Now let's reflect across the x-axis. When we reflect across the x-axis, the y value, the sign of the y value changes. X value stays the same. Y was negative, it's now positive. And we reflect across the origin, change the signs of both values. Change the sign of both values. So 3 was negative, it's now positive. And 4 was negative, now it's positive. Okay, now, once again, going back to these rules, this is not saying that your results will both be negative. It's saying that the sign of the x value and the sign of the y value changes. That's all it's saying. So that negative there is saying it's a change, not that is the negativity or positivity of your number. That's not saying that's the sign of the number. It's just saying that the sign changes. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph that. So f is -3, -4. So -3, -4 right there. Where's your y? Reflection across the y-axis. 3, -4. Right there. Let me label my original. Okay. Reflection across the x-axis. -3, +4 right there. And reflection with respect to the origin. +3, +4 right there. So sometimes it helps to do it out analytically before you do it out graphically. Sometimes that helps you. Alright, well, it's been another video lecture from Super Genius 99 about reflection across the x-axis, y-axis, and origin. Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful day.